We are so sorry we've been away so long, but we're right back at you. This is Grown Men Chopping It Up, and this is Kerry with a K. So, our sponsor for today, one of our sponsors is the Unicorn. Following in the tradition of the Dirty Sanchez, this is a sexual act. This can only be done to a girl with hair at least 8 inches long. While she's sleeping, you ejaculate in her hair, aiming it to the front specifically. Then take a small clump of her hair at the very front and center and pull it straight up till it's taut. Rubbing the seminal fluid and holding the hair until it dries, she will wake up with her hair resembling that of a distinguishing feature of a unicorn. My girlfriend was incredibly rude and I was sick of it, so after she fell asleep, I rubbed one out and gave her the unicorn, and it left for good. Our second sponsor is the Marlin, a sex act in which you get 2 fingers in the cooch and 2 in her mouth. Then have a friend pop up from behind the dresser and take a picture of you holding her hair like a big old marlin. Did you show her parents the picture of the marlin you gave her last week? Yeah, they were all pretty embarrassed. However, I thought it was hilarious. Boy, these sponsors just keep on coming. So this is Kerry with a K. My first topic, and probably what may be my only topic actually, is the top 10 mistakes men make in relationships. Let me get my English right. Number 1 is giving a woman too much power. She decides when you have sex, which friends to keep, when you go out, what you wear. That has got to be hella boring for a woman to have to do to you. And for you to let a woman do you. Never let a woman do you that way. She can't decide when you have sex all the time. Although it's good that she wants to have sex when you do, so you don't have to forcibly do it, because that's frowned upon in most societies. You shouldn't let her decide which friends you keep. Your friends are your friends. But remember, any new friends are friends of ours, not friends of yours. That means no new friends unless they're friends of both of y'all's. So don't go out and meet a girl and be like, hey, this is my friend. That doesn't work. When you go out, what you wear. Now, understandably, some guys will wear some weird shit. I mean, I see it all the time. So if she has any suggestions, even if she buys you clothes in a set. She just don't go buy you a pair of pants. She'll buy you the pants and the shirt. So now you know what matches, in case you're one of those guys that don't know how clothes go. If she bought you the shirt and the pants, keep that shit together so you can wear it. Anyhow, number 2 is trying to invoke too much of your own control. Avoid power struggles that create competitive environments. Work within respectable levels when it comes to control, meaning that don't force your will on her. Just give it a little bit. You have areas in which you have some control in, but don't make it seem like, it's a power struggle. Just, put a little bit in there. You know what I mean? Just finesse it. Number 3, believing that the good you do today will last until tomorrow. Women have short memories, unless it's about bad shit. Flowers and candy are good today. Tomorrow, you must prove your love again, which means no matter what you do today, tomorrow you gotta do some other shit. So don't create false expectations. If you give flowers, you may have to give flowers all the time, but then again, you may not. So if you make it in acceptable intervals, then it'll be cooler that way. So number 4 is being domineering or overly possessive, because women can't handle jealous types and no woman likes to be told what to do. Biblical principles tell us a man should lead, but there's an enormous amount of responsibility and maturity. A man should never believe his mate is beneath him spiritually or emotionally, and women are not possessions. You might say, that pussy is mine. The pussy's not actually yours, it's hers. It's on her body. You can't take it with you. After you fuck her, you can't put it in your pocket while you go to work. Be like, okay, ain't nobody else fucking this shit, I'm taking it with me. It doesn't make any sense. So don't be overly domineering or overly possessive, because some girls actually like a little bit of that, but too much of it is it's like a turnoff. You're walking around like Bluto, and it looks crazy. So number 5, allowing family members or friends to dictate what happens in the relationships. That means in-laws. Her mother, her sisters, her good friends that she had before you came along. It's garbage. Don't allow family members or friends to dictate what happens in the relationship. Number 6, always kissing up. Women resent being in a relationship with a pushover. Don't place every woman on a pedestal. She may forget where the ground is. That's my philosophy right there. So don't always be the one apologizing. Oh, baby, do you like this? Do you like that? Running behind her back. That's not a turn on at all. Even though it may seem women like that, they don't. They don't like a pushover at all. You can forget that. You're like henpecked, they call it. Or in today's vernacular, we call it a rest haven. Look that up. A rest haven. Number 7, complacency. Most women expect to see some progress and eventually some results. If she's asking for more than you're capable of, you might want to reconsider who you're with. Which meaning if she's trying to change you herself, if she's trying to change you, then you might want to reconsider if you want to be in a relationship with this person. But if you want to change and you're telling her, hey, this is what I want to do, and she's like just going along with the program, like, okay, you said you wanted to get in school. Are you in school? You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between checking in on you and all that, because being complacent means you're satisfied with where things are. You don't want to move any further up or even lateral, up or side or whatever. You want to just be where you're at, and that's boring for a lot of people. Number 8, choosing a woman based on appearance alone. Never trust a big butt and a smile. You must investigate the other critical attributes. Now, physically, there are a lot of very attractive women out there. Big booties, big tits, blah, 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 whatever. We see it all over the place. But what you want is something more than that. You want some substance. You want somebody that can think on their own, someone that has their own mind, someone that's witty, someone that's smart. Those other attributes that don't go with having a big booty, because physicality can sometimes change. She could lose her butt. She could get fat on you, all that stuff, So look for other things that are attractive also. Number 9, placing someone or anyone or something before your woman. There'll be times when you hang with the boys, but things like video games, dogs, all that kind of stuff, you don't want to place things before her. But you do want to get in your personal time with your friends or with your hobbies or whatever they are. But don't make it seem like you're placing something above her. Like, this is more important than you. I told you every Saturday I go play basketball with my boys, which is good. Invite her along if that's the case. If it's seeming like she's missing you or something like that, there's nothing wrong with bringing her along sometimes. The last one, number 10, yielding to temptation from other women. Kevin Hart. Oh, sorry. Did I say that? Anyway, women are attracted to men who are attached or already married. Looking is okay. Now, there are women out there that know that you're married, if you're a married guy, and you're more attractive to them because you're married. Because it's like something they can't have or they shouldn't have. It's taboo. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're in a relationship and they know you're in a relationship, ooh, I'm gonna take her man. That's attractive to some women, because any piece of man is better than having no man at all. To some of them, it's ridiculous. I don't know why they think that way. It's just crazy as hell. But some women out there that are like that. So beware of the pitfalls when you're coming into situations like that. Now, today's question comes from John Taylor. Well, he said I could give his name, so I gave it. So anyway, his letter says, I think I've fallen out of love with my wife. It's not something that happened overnight, but I don't feel any chemistry anymore, and I don't know what to do. We don't spend as much time together as we used to, and seem to be in our own separate worlds. We had our struggles in the past, but worked through them. She has actually become a better wife over the years, so maybe I'm getting tired of the same stuff. Do people fall out of love? I don't want to ruin a marriage and disrupt the lives of our kids, but I don't want to drag on a relationship when the love is gone. Wow, that's big, because he says a lot there. People do tend to fall out of love, but people fall out of love for a reason. Sometimes it's not the other person's fault. It's not something that they're doing. It's something that's in you eternally. I mean, sometimes people, I say eternally, but it's internally. Sometimes people change what their ideals and wants are. They change, And if it seems like both of you in separate worlds, I would say, unless you think it's just completely over, the thing you want to do is merge your two worlds together. Merge the things you like to do to the things she likes to do. You may have to actually step in on her side, her side of the world, and see what's going on over there. Even if it's something that you don't normally like to do, force yourself to do it. You may eventually actually even like it. That's the thing. So if she's becoming a better wife over the years, then it almost definitely has to be something that is in you, like something that caught your attention away from her. It don't necessarily have to be a person. It could be a thing. Sometimes guys get wrapped up in their hobbies, like, I would say golf, but that's not a normal thing. It could be something like sports, or even video games, or working. Sometimes overtime and working can get in the way of relationships also. But what I would say is you don't want to ruin the marriage and disrupt the lives of the kids, because here's the thing. The kids didn't sign up for that. The kids were brought and invited into this relationship and into this partnership. So it's kind of unfair for you to decide with them that everything's going to be different now. Because, considering that there's nothing actually wrong. Nobody got cheated on. Nobody got neglected or nothing like that. So I'd say one thing that we don't always think about as African Americans is therapy. You may have to try marriage therapy. I tried it when I was married the first time. It opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. If you're honest in therapy, then it works. If either one of you is dishonest in therapy, it's not going to work. But if you both are brutally honest in therapy, it actually works. So give that a try. Give the first thing I said a try. Just trying to be in the moment, being with each other, sharing each other's hobbies. Just get into it. Just decide one day that, look, I'm going to make this better. You have to decide that. Just wake up one day and say, look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try my best. That's what I'm going to do. So, and that should actually work. So give that a try, and make sure you give it. You can actually write in or email me or whatever you need to do. But the email is grownmenchoppingitup@gmail.com. You can hit us on Twitter, grownmenchoppingitup, Instagram, grownmenchopping. But make sure you just send us an email. We actually have an email question, but I can't get to it right now. So on the next episode, I'll make sure that I get to the email question. But definitely follow the advice and get back to us. I like to know that the things that I'm giving you, the game that I'm giving you, is actually working, and not that I'm just talking out of my ass. So until next time, this is Kerry with a K. We're Grown Men Chopping It Up.